That's the strategy. You can easily make $500,000 a day. You have to be smart and you have to be dumb. You can net 4 figures in one day using this simple strategy. I had just about $3,000 in profits on Monday, trading 1 NQ. I am a futures trader, so I'm going to walk you through that. This is going to be a very real kind of just nitty gritty in the details trading video. So if you're a new trader, you can find me and a few other traders in Trade Edge. Link is below. We day trade every day. It is a paid community. We have a free channel though, so hop in, say hello. We do roundups there and also post our daily profits. You can also come in and maybe if you DM me, maybe I'll let you in for a freebie on a day or so. Very small community, but we day trade live every single day. A lot of great traders in there. Anyways, let's jump into the video and I'll show you how you can make some money too. It's not a prop, guys. I actually wanted to drink some wine. It's been a long ass day. Here we go. So first and foremost, a few little things, homework. I'm using TradingView. If you don't know what TradingView is, it is a free charting software. It can be free. I paid for the premium version, but it is some of the best charting software out there. You can also do chart trading on TradingView. I highly recommend, regardless of what you do, if you're a new trader, and this is totally off topic, to chart trade. Chart trading, especially with futures, completely changes the way that you interact and think about price action because you're actually just trading on the chart. So when you see something, you can take the trade there. I use Ninja to trade. You use Ninja Trader. It's great. Not endorsing any of these tools. They don't pay me to say this. I just think that it's a really smart way to trade, and TradingView really has become the backbone of my trading system. So this is a session that just closed. It is Wednesday, August 23rd. What we want to do is, even though this thing is named the 9th, that's just the last time that I edited it. Let's go back to Monday. So you're going to notice that this line that is already here on Monday, which was nice. What I really want to show you was this touch here, and then really this touch here as well. So this was an amazing long opportunity coming out of this trend line here, as well as a bunch of bottom wicks on the 30-minute. So the strategy here is very, very simple, and you might even be annoyed that I'm talking about it in this video, but I'm going to talk about how important this is trend lines, support and resistance, technicals. You're going to notice I have lines all over the place on this chart. I'm not going to go into that. I can remove them. Trend lines, there's a few kind of rule of thumbs that I keep in mind. 2 to 3 touches, always take the trade on the first touch. So you need 2 points to make a line. So first touch here, this first touch, this is the 30-minute chart, by the way. First touch, second touch. Cool. So what is the next touch, right? And you'll notice that this was on Tuesday. I said I made, $3 grand on Monday, which I did. And that was a nice kind of just long opportunity. This was like a book map read, but this was also a great trade that I remember taking here. I'm on the 30-minute chart, and let's just zoom in and see what we have here. Huge bottom wicks, right? Bar coding almost, indecision price action. And let's actually just replay this out from here, right? So we're at this point in time, we step forward, which is shift and right. We have this candle here. Let's get rid of this little line. I don't know what that's doing there. I think that was a trend that was, maybe it's going to form later on the 15. We have some weird 30-minute candles, right? We look at the 15. It's also kind of weird. So let's just go ahead and make the next candle. Does that. Makes the next candle. Does that. Make the next candle, does this. So at this point in time, I see the trend line is here and I'm thinking, I wonder how close we're going to get to this. Let me zoom out, go to the 30-minute. This is what it looks like right now. We have the 1-2 touches. This would be a great trade, right? This would be a great long opportunity given what our overnight high was here. So right at 8 a.m. pre-market, we went up to, 44.40. Let it play. Strong red bottom wick. So we came up into this price area right above this trend line. So I'm not taking a trade at this point. I like to let especially on higher time frames, right, guys? You see that we did get a strong bounce here. I wouldn't necessarily take this off of a technical per se, especially since this is the second touch. You could take the first touch of this trend line on a 30-minute, but since we missed it, I would not long here, right? Since we did not actually touch the trend line, I would not long here. I want it to actually touch, especially since we're on a longer time frame. Very likely we're gonna come back down, right? I have the power of hindsight in this video, but that's how I always trade. If you follow me live, I talk about all the time about being patient, using the 15-minute time frame and things like that. Do the next one, way up here, way up here. So if you did long, you would got some good opportunity there, but a little risky. Went up through POC, boom, next candle comes down, touches, right? Whatever minute this touches, this is a 30-minute candle, whatever there, I would have taken that long. I would have taken that long there for sure, guys. And you can see here from here to the candle close, 5 points on ES, and then, whatever that is on NQ if you're trading NQ. Do it again, comes back down right into it. Boom, right off this level, right off this level. Wow, right? So at this point, if you were holding out, I would have taken a long. I see a ton of bottom wicks. Now I'm holding long, all right? I'm going long and I'm holding because I have a ton of bottom wicks. There's an increase in volume on this one. It looks like we're respecting this level. So I'm going to go long and I'm going to hold and I'm going to pick a target. Now there's a few targets that I might pick. If I get in here, I would go for POC. POC is always a good target. So POC is this red line. It's the point of control. That is the, if you're not familiar with the volume profile is, that's what this gray chart is here. This is the volume profile with the red line, the blue line, and the blue line. The volume profile shows you volume at price. And so the red line is where there is the most volume at a price. That is called the point of control. That's 44.0850. It's a good target. It's like a magnet. I like to trade into the POC. I never take trades out of the POC. It's just how I do it. The magnet, or the POC, is more like a magnet instead of a wall. So I like to trade into the magnet. Don't take trades out of it. Does everybody do that? I don't know. It's what I do. Works for me. So we go next. Comes down. Boom. We punctured it a little bit. Still a good sell signal, right? We still have a strong bottom wick on the 30-minute. Really weak 30-minute candle here. Small. So look at the size of these candles. Then we have this very, very small candle here, still inside of our trend line though. And let's just see what happens. So we let it play out, let it play out, let it play out. Boom, goes all the way up here, and there's some great opportunity there. So we can let this play out. It does whatever. Now, I wouldn't necessarily have held up to this macro level. You could. I would have went for probably at VAH, this session's value area high, right? That's just, if you're not familiar with the volume profile, right, you take like 65 to 75% of the value area, right? All the volume at different prices, and this is the high, and this is the low, right? That's what the value areas are. So we go on, and you know, it does the rest of its thing. So what happened here? So here we punctured here, and I'm looking to see if this becomes, it was support. I'm looking to see if it becomes resistance. We bounce off of my 4400 level. We slice right back through it. So at this point, this trend line is dead. So we've eviscerated it. We popped through it. We came here, came right back through it. Trend line's dead. So we got our nice third touch trade, and it's done. And that's how I think about trend lines, guys. Don't leave them on forever. Once the price action breaks down, this is something I say for really any TA of any kind. And I use the term technical analysis loosely. That means I'm just looking at shapes in any case. It doesn't have to, I'm not talking about like head and shoulders or anything, but anytime price action breaks down, tends to continue to break down, right? And it will invalidate whatever you're using. So just let it go. Take the trade when you see it. So you take that one trade, and that's all you're looking for. If you miss it, don't try to take it again. So we'll go ahead and get rid of these, and let's let this play out. And we can probably see that this trend line is basically done. So we came up, you know, we had a crazy close today. This trend line's done. So I'm actually just going to remove that right now because I'm not going to take any more trades off of it for sure. And that's very, very simple, guys. If we look over at 𝐴𝐴, so something that I do and that Sol does, as well as we kind of use ES as a leading indicator. Do a lot of TA, technical analysis on 𝐴𝐴 as well. You see I have all my levels here. But at that same time where I saw this signal, I was actually going long on 𝐴𝐴 in this price action. You can see from the lows to the highs here, it's about 80 points, right? So a ton of opportunity there. I also remember a short that we took, you know, coming out of here. That was a good opportunity, but pretty good sessions overall. Let's go back to Monday and take a look at what we had here. So I took this long here. This is what made me a ton of money on Monday. I took a short, right? So I took a short from this price area coming down to here. There was cam pivots. I don't have cam pivots on this chart. So I took a short, and then I also took a long coming up overnight, which paid handsomely well. And that was my Monday trade. Just using cam levels, cam pivots, right? These lines, cam pivots and things include like previous closes, things like that. I mean, these are just great things. You can see that I have this level marked here because of how strong this pivot was, and I'll be looking for a retest of that if we come back to this level, whenever that is. So the strategy itself, guys, is really just finding trend lines. Let's see if we can find one really quick here on any of our time frames before we wrap this up. But this will net you a solid amount of money. I think that people overcomplicate trading. I know that I did when I first started. You have to be smart and you have to be dumb, right? You have to be smart in understanding like where liquidity is. You have to understand, you know, gamma, where people are hedging, right? If there's a huge amount of volume coming in at certain strikes, right? Understand that going to be cliffs there and the price isn't going to nudge there. You know, whenever people are taking calls at the end of the session, you can see there's a huge amount of interest that would go in the money, and that's the reason why the price doesn't move, right? You have to be smart in that way. You have to understand timing and all of these different mechanics, but you need to be dumb in the fact to understand that these lines just work. And I'm not going to go into all the different reasons why that might be, but if you just draw some lines on your chart and see how many times you can take a trade off of that third test or the second test or the first touch of a level, right? When a price is coming up into a resistance level and you just take a scalp off of it and it just hits for whatever reason. I could go in and talk about how, because there's a lot of volume there, right? If it's a value area or a volume cliff, a lack of volume even, how the auction will whip around that. There's all these different ways that you can reason about why the line works. Point is, just draw the freaking line and take the trade. It's really that simple. When I tell people in Discord how to do it, it's like when you see the line, if you have a line on your chart, take the trade. Otherwise, there's no point in having it, guys. Absolutely no point in having lines on your charts if you're not going to take trades off of them, right? Otherwise, just remove them and come up with a different strategy. It really is that simple. These lines, when I draw these lines, is because I'm looking to take trades off of them. I don't on every single one, right? There's context involved. I'm looking at bookmap. I'm looking at the auction, liquidity, you know, stops and icebergs getting ran, all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, if you have momentum coming into a level, I'm looking to see how price action is going into that level, and I'm going to take a trade off that level. That's just how it works. That's why they're there. That's the strategy. You can easily make $500,000 a day, you know, just by tracking liquidity and drawing lines. It's really, really super simple. If you want to see how we do this live, again, join us in Trade Edge. I am there. You know, I'm working right now just on consistency and having a really, really, really long green streak. My goal is 90 days green, even if it's just $1, right? So some days I make a couple $100, some days I make a couple $1,000. Don't care. I'm really focused on consistency and only taking A setups. So in my next video, I think I'll talk more about, you know, more specific setups. There was a good oval setup today, which I'll talk about in my next video. But yeah, just wanted to get a very simple idea out there, guys. Show you that trend lines work. It's a great way to make money. My name is Forrest. I invest in stuff, and you should too. It is late. You know what it is? It's the wine that I'm drinking on this video. That's good. All right. I'm out of here.